Ladies and gentlemen, kiaraeshipr. Hey everyone, yeah, hi, I'm back, yeah, hosting Thursday morning live, and it's none of those things, okay. Welcome to the TALKESHI podcast, episode 25. Yeah, we've made it to the quarter of 100 episode. Hi everyone. Hopefully everyone's doing all right. Currently shooting this on Wednesday to upload Thursday for Thanksgiving. This is the Thanksgiving special. Sincerely, I like Thanksgiving. I like the Thanksgiving. I don't know. I feel like, can we just change Thanksgiving and all that, the horrible things that it entails to fall day? Just like dress. Like, it's just, Thanksgiving is like the day where I most get to dress Thanksgiving-y or fall-y, sorry. Like, it's the day where I'm like, yeah, I'm bringing out the earth tones, I'm bringing out the warm tones, I'm bringing out the wine lipstick, I'm bringing out the orange eyeshadow, you know, I'm bringing out the 70s aesthetics, because for some reason Thanksgiving is very 70s-esque. Did it start back, like, I don't know. Very vintagey. I feel like it's been very vintagey before it was even trendy to be vintagey. Random. So random. Wow, I've clearly haven't done an episode in a while. It's good to be back. I took a break. I don't know, I feel like creatively I just wasn't gonna be able to be here. I had a few other things to do. I did upload a few other videos. I hope you enjoyed them. Reading random DMs. I did one before Halloween, so that one doesn't count. I did one talking about my social and driving anxiety, which, by the way, yeah, I haven't responded because of my own social anxiety, because I honestly don't even know what to say, just like to all those that have written me and I haven't even responded back to. All of those comments, thank you so much for like hearing me out. I think it's very nice to be heard and, maybe not understood, but definitely heard. So yeah, I did that. I have a few, I guess, I have a list of things that we can talk about. But first things first, I guess personal stuff. I got a job. Finally, this bitch ain't unemployed, ain't jobless. She's got labor. It's a pretty good job, and I'm very thankful to those who hired me, actually. Y'all know who you are. Thank you so much, for this opportunity. And, I'm very, I don't know, I feel like it's not that I wasn't feeling useful before, but it definitely feels nice to be like, hey, like, I'm doing something. So now, and it's a really good job. It's remote, like, I'm so happy. It's perfect for me. Thank you, Colby. And I don't know, it just feels nice to, like, have that and also have, like, my own things that I do on the side. So yeah, like, it's just perfect. It fits my life perfectly. But yeah, there's that. Also, it's funny because, like, the day I started, which was like Monday, I also have like a ton of, logos and commissions, and yes, I'm putting the cleavage here just so y'all can comment that. No, I'm just kidding. I see so many videos sometimes where, like, there's women with cleavage, or like they just have something. Like, I watched a stand-up the other day, a clip of a stand-up on YouTube, and all the comments were like, I was just staring at her legs the whole time. So I'm just like, all right, I'm gonna just do that. Just kidding. What was I talking about? Yeah, my own that I feel like, I don't know, I at the same time that I started, I also had like these commissions and these logo commissions. They're logo commissions. People ask me for logos, which, by the way, is just such an interesting, I studied communications, and the two concentrations were like AV, audio video, and graphic design. I was an AV student, and it's so funny to like see how I actually ended up being more of a graphic designer. I took one class, and like with one class you can call yourself what that is. Like, I took one photography class. I took two photography classes, actually, so I can actually call myself a photographer. Anyway, that's besides the point. The point is that I didn't see myself in the future being a graphic designer, but I guess it made sense. Like, I loved art all my life, and I moved on to digital art. So I guess that, and people are like, hey, can you do this for me? I'll pay you. So I used digital art to make money. So that's where we are now, I guess. But yeah, I guess life is pretty good. I guess mentally I'm getting better. I don't know why, but like I just thought of how much I liked Kaliuchi's latest album. I did not think I was gonna like it. I saw it and I literally paid no mind to it until I don't know if y'all follow Intellectual Media. She is so good. She is part of my education of like, well, on Twitter. I know I say this a lot, but like I feel like one learns so much about other people's perspectives on Twitter, on social media in general. And she is someone who like I learned so much from. Especially about Black women and just Black lives in general. And ironically enough, yeah, she was like, I listened to her album, which is in Spanish. And I really like this one song called Fue Mejor. And I was like, okay, if she likes it, then maybe I'll give it a listen. I don't think I felt this way about music in a while. Like, this is literally, if you ever think about like what I would sound like, this album is definitely, I don't even know what genre this is, but it's definitely my vibe. I don't even know how to explain it without sounding really cringy to a point, without sounding like I don't know, the point is that I really love this album and it made me really happy, and like when I listened to it last night, it put me in like a really happy state. So that's where I'm at right now, loving that album. Like I said, tomorrow is, well, let's just speak about it today. Today is Turkey Day, and I'm gonna be making something that, okay, like ever since I've been, online a little more like on, because I was always online, right? My whole teenagehood was always online, but like when I got really active on Twitter, and I don't know, like I would say something that was not typically on Puerto Rican tables on Thanksgiving, because nosotros le hacemos más caso al pernil. Like we love more, we definitely like pork more. I think more than turkey. And there was something, however, that I would see on American tables that I would not see in Puerto Rican tables, and that is mac and cheese, like good mac and cheese. And this mac and cheese was not, I know it's a Southern thing. And that's exactly how I looked it up, like Southern baked mac and cheese for Thanksgiving. And like I would even see all these debates of African Americans being like, I don't know what was like the best mac and cheese and whatever. It's not good mac and cheese if it doesn't have the crust or whatever. And I was like, crust? I've never seen macaroni and cheese like this or whatever. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna be making mac and cheese. Hopefully it ends up good. I'm not gonna be making a lot because I don't like throwing out food. So like imagine if it sucks. And if it's good, then I'll just make more. That's just it. And also, my mom doesn't eat carbs, or at least, heavy carbs. Dad's not a big fan. He'll probably try it. I'm just gonna be making it for me pretty much, so hopefully it's good. That's what I'm gonna be doing. I'm very excited. What else? Also, yeah, I wanted to say that, like, I should have said this at the beginning, really. And I feel like this is gonna be a short episode, which is ironic because on TALKESHI's social media, I asked if it was okay to like make episodes longer. I've been debating this for a while because like the thing is that I actually don't make them longer because of how much it takes to upload. Yes, I suck. But yeah, like I don't upload. I don't make long episodes because of that, because it's a big file and it takes forever to upload. But I was like, you know what? Fine, I'll upload it onto YouTube. Like the video is the one that takes more, because obviously the audio, I could make like 2 hours of, audio and I can just upload it and that's it. But it's the video that takes so long. So I'll just like, I think probably at like the 20-minute mark, if I make an episode that's like 40 minutes or something, I'll just like, cut it and I'll do my own thing. Okay, but let's see if I make longer episodes. That was horribly explained, but I'll figure it out. Is what I'm trying to say. For longer episodes on YouTube, at least. Also because no one wants to fucking see such long podcast episodes. That's like, I don't know. That's why sometimes I've considered just doing the highlights on YouTube. But yeah, never. It don't mean no nothing to me. I don't know. Like, I have a whole list of things that I wanted to talk about, and I guess, since we'll be making episodes longer, because people said it on both social media, Twitter and Instagram, they said it. They wanted longer episodes, so I guess we'll make longer episodes, and we have a lot to talk about. So, let's see what things. I mean, yeah, I think I said this. I don't know if I said this like during my elections episode or if that happened after. But there was like a moment. No, yeah, it was on October 30th that like Noel dropped music, Meg dropped like a remix, Ariana dropped the iconic Positions album, and Bad Bunny dropped Dakiti, which, by the way, I made a meme. No one liked it. I thought it was gonna go viral. That sounds so conceited. Like, oh, my content is so good that I just know it's gonna go viral. Ugh. No, but like it's just so funny. Going viral is so funny because sometimes there's just things that you upload just because, and that gets like 20,000 retweets. And there's things that you're like, yeah, people are gonna like this probably, and it gets nothing. It got like 17 retweets, but it's whatever. I made a video of like, because I watched Easy A recently. I don't know if y'all have watched it. It's so good. I watched it 10 years ago with Marilyn when we were like 14, and I watched it recently on Netflix again. And there's this scene where she like, at the beginning, she listens to Natasha Bedingfield's I Got a Pocket Full of Sunshine, and she hates it. And then she's like, across the weekend, sorry that you can't see me. Across the weekend, she, learns to love it. She's like listening to it all the time. She's dancing to it. She ends up adoring this song. Do I have lipstick on my teeth? No. She loves this song. And that's exactly me with Dakiti. When I heard it the first time, first of all, Dakiti, is it Dakiti? Like, yo sé que nosotros decimos, yo sé que cuando yo imito algo que se da or something, like, to emphasize, I say, or a lot of puertorriqueños say, it's never really been in my vocabulary, but mucha gente dice, Dakiti, with a T. I don't know what Dakiti really means. I feel like I don't know what goes through Benito's head, but anyway. I made a tweet that was like, I'm tired of making, if he doesn't even recognize the next makeup series, which I will make, like it's undebatable, like yes, I'm gonna make another makeup series for Benito's album. Sorry. If he doesn't recognize it, I swear to God. Anyway, going back to Dakiti, like, oh yeah, the song, because I thought I was still talking about the term. When the first time I heard it, I was like, okay, this is like a bod that everyone's gonna play in the club. Hopefully no one's at the club because pandemic, but anyway. And I ended up loving it. It's like, I hear it and I go, baby, ya yo me enteré. And I bang my head because it's so addictive. I hate it. But it's such a good song. But yeah, the reason I talked about this is because I wanted to talk music. Megan Thee Stallion's new album. If you know me, you know I'm such a stan. Like, I love this woman. I really do. She honestly means so much to me. And I don't want to be that person. Oh my God, I'm a fucking mosquito. I don't want to be that person. I think that mosquito literally like bumped into my cabinet and just like, what the fuck? Anyway. I don't want to be that person. I know Meg means so much to Black women. So I don't want to be like that person. Like, yeah, she means so much to me too. Just the white girl here, like. But like, as a woman, she does mean a lot to me. Like, I am such a big fan of women just owning their sexuality and being so unapologetic. I feel like Meg is really the definition of that, of being unapologetically sexual and just out there. So I love her. And this last album, like, I loved it. It took me some time to warm up to it, I guess. I don't know why. Because usually I automatically love whatever Megan drops. But my favorites are Freaky Girls with SZA. So good. That I can remember right now. What's New? Such a good song. So good. I don't know if this is my absolute favorite, but I love it. Work That. It should be the next single. Like, it's just so good and catchy. Like, it just has the potential. Look at the material, you know? Body, so good, of course. That's the next single, right? Like, when songs have music videos, does that mean that they're the single? I don't know, that's like some kind of unwritten law or whatever. But yeah, obviously, so good and so catchy as well. And like, I wanted to learn to dance, and I was like, nope. Yada 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 yada. No, I'm not even gonna try. But it's so good. It's such a good album, and she just got nominated for Grammy, so you know that this woman is quality. Okay. Well, I think that's enough talking about music, because I already talked about the Caliucci's album as well. If you want to know, my favorites are Fue Mejor, Quiero Sentirme Bien. There's like another. No soy tú, soy yo. No eres tú, soy yo. Aguardiente y limón, and there was another one, but I forgot it. That I really loved, and I forgot it. Anyway, let's talk about other stuff. Let's talk politics for a bit before I actually go into the D'Amelios drama, which I don't know. I feel like no one really cares about YouTube drama, but I discuss it anyway because I'm on YouTube and I I see it happen a lot. I like discussing, before I actually discuss that, I actually like discussing YouTube drama, or just drama or just things in general when they have like a certain message behind them. Like when I discussed a few, like a month or two ago, when I discussed the Nati Peluso thing, and when I talked about Karol G as well, like, those are things that, like, sure, people can meme them, people can be like, oh, these women are ridiculous or whatever, but the meaning is that, like, white Latina women shouldn't, cosplay as what they're not, so there's that. And when other stuff happens, like the whole James thing, Dramageddon that one time or whatever, those things had like actual deep things. I don't think that the D'Amelios thing really has a lot of value to it, educational value, but it's still worth discussing, I guess, because I'll discuss it in a bit. But before that, I want to thank today's sponsor. No, I'm just kidding. I fucking wish I had a sponsor, but I don't. I'll get there eventually. I have actually thought of like contacting small brands, or if y'all know any small brands that would love some promo. I mean, I love promoting them anyway, but like it'd be nice to have like an actual sponsor that would pay like a small ass fee, because like, I don't have a lot of viewage. Wow, is this like a brand deal break for... This is like when B Media makes billboards that say B Media, like anuncia de aquí. That's what I'm doing. This is the equivalent of that, but audio. I would love if like they paid like a small ass fee, because I don't have like a big audience. So like, I think it'd be really cool to like work with like a small brand or something, and I promo them. I give them like a minute or two from the podcast, and they have, some promo, and I have a small fee, and I can feel accomplished as a podcaster and a content creator. Anyway, so let's talk politics for a second. So yeah, los maletines de la CE has become a meme, but it's just, I don't even have much to say politically. I just feel like it's all a mess, and it's so bad, and I don't want to say I don't know, I feel like people are always like, oh, we're just so much more inferior to the Americans because we are so bad. Can't we just be bad in general? What else really? Trump not conceding, who could have seen that coming? And I've said this, I don't know if I said this in the electoral episode, but who could have seen it coming when, like, he didn't motivate people to vote by mail, And when he saw that so many votes by mail weren't for him, like, he got pissed and he's throwing a hissy fit. So I don't. That's all I got to say on that, really. I think I already discussed most of my points back then because we're still where we were in that point. It's crazy. Let's talk about the D'Amelios and what I think about this whole situation. If you don't know, Charli D'Amelio and her sister Dixie are like the most followed people on TikTok or whatever. And they had a YouTube video because, of course, they're probably abandoning TikTok for YouTube or whatever. They had a YouTube video where they had their family in it too, called Dinner with the D'Amelios. The thing is, okay, like, let's just be honest, like, also their parents are also, they're getting money from this. They're profiting from making content on TikTok and on YouTube and anywhere. So that's a point I want to bring up. You'll see why. So they make a video called that, and they're like so excited because they have a celebrity guest, and it apparently is James Charles, which they're friends with. So it's like, I mean, maybe that's why they were like, oh, okay, it's just you, because it's like, imagine if you were being told that like a celebrity was coming to your house, and then it just ends up being one of your best friends. You're like, hey, I love you, but like I was expecting Britney Spears. I don't fucking know. Anyway, so that wasn't like a big point, but people were like, oh my god, they were making fun of like James being like the celebrity guest. Yeah, they're friends. Of course they're gonna be like, oh, it's just you. Anyway, so these people, right, like they had a dinner. One of the girls was being like super disrespectful to like the chef, and then they were like, oh, this is just this was just like a bit, but it's like, that's not the way they try to play it off, all of it as being like a bit. It was just like, all right, sure, whatever. And like it was so funny because like I've seen so many drama videos being like, it's so funny that Dixie, I think the girl that was like throwing up and like making is one show, she was like they were like, she had such a good Spanish dish. I think they were eating, like, by what I saw, like for like a flash, I'm not saying that that's what it was, but like I think it was paella or Spanish food, or people were like Mexican food, and it's like, I swear to God, this food that they're talking about isn't Mexican, and they said Mexican. I swear to God. Anyway, yeah, they found it funny that she would spit up that perfectly fine food when there's like footage of her eating her boogers or something. Gross. White people. Anyway, American white people. All white people, but in this moment, Americans, Jesus. Anyway, then like, people were just saying that they were acting completely disrespectful and bratty, and they were, like, there's nothing wrong with saying that. There's also like a moment where Charli felt entitled because she was like, oh, I just hit 99 million. I just wish it was like 100 million. And James Charles was like, wasn't the 99 million enough? He was like joking. He was not being harsh or anything. And she also was probably like, it wasn't anything too big for people to like break out about. People were like making such a big deal of everything, And Trisha Paytas, which, okay, I have my own opinion about Trisha Paytas. I do think she's problematic as fuck. I don't like that about her. And she's not someone I like to support at all. But she was just being on TikTok talking about all that stuff. And if I'm being honest, like, everyone was talking shit about the D'Amelios. I don't know why she specifically felt the need why people felt the need to call her out when everyone was doing it. I mean, I hate being that kind of person, but yeah. And then, Charli called her out and she was like, you have been rude, just talking about me, which she should have. Like, if someone asked you to like not talk about them in the way that she did, especially a 16-year-old girl, and you're telling like a 30-year-old woman to do that, I think you should respect that. And like, they apologized to each other. Like, Trisha apologized to her, and Charli didn't apologize, but she was like, yeah, like, okay, that's cool or whatever. But then of course James Charles went on this spree of like talking shit about like how, and this is true, I feel like Trisha really shouldn't have said that like his friendship to Charli was like problematic in any way. I think that was weird, especially, he's sensitive to that because like, hello, last year people were accusing him of being a P word. By P word, I mean like not edophilia P. I mean the other one. Editor P. Redditor P. Anyway, yeah, that's the thing, that people were all talking shit about that situation, and I don't think she should have said that their friendship seemed like that. But yeah, he went off on her, and he also said like, oh, she's problematic as well, and like listed all the things that she's done, which she has. And like the thing is, okay, I feel like people, that's my issue with like social justice morality. It's not social justice. I don't have a problem with, I 100,000% agree that there should, you know what I mean. But in this case, it just, because then Dixie went off to also like make do the renegade dance to Trisha doing the N-word, Trisha saying the N-word like 10 years ago or something. And to me, this just, like, I'm not one to say it, right? Because this isn't anything that offends me. But they're just using shit that they're like trying to play the who's the less problematic person game. And it's absolutely disgusting. It's just like, can y'all just not do anything? Like, if y'all really cared about racism and calling other people out, y'all would have done that either before, or y'all would have shown another way to care. Like, no one can tell me that James Charles hasn't really seen any memes that are like, open your purse, when it comes to like people speaking out on like social injustices, and people are like, oh, Black Lives Matter, and it's like rich ass people that can actually do something. So yeah, that's just my issue with it, that like Dixie was just like, oh, she's more racist. And then the thing also, like, to finish off, is just like Trisha, like I said, she's problematic as fuck, and she knows this too. Trisha is a troll. I feel like James and everyone was just like fighting against a monster who knows that they're a monster. It's not like with other creators. I think James was like expecting Trisha to be like, oh my god, my bass is being brought up, like, I'm so sorry, like, oh my god, like Laura Lee tears. That's just not gonna happen, because Trisha knows that she's been problematic, and she's gonna continue to be problematic, because she doesn't even try. She's just a dumbass. I watched the Frenemies podcast. It's a pretty good podcast, I have to say. It's like entertaining at the very least. I don't know. It's just, It's whatever. Who cares? They're just weaponizing racism against each other, which is dumb as fuck. But yeah, I think I'm gonna end here. I don't know what else. I've been obsessed with SNL and John Mulaney for some reason recently. I feel like John Mulaney has brought me a lot of happiness, because like literally in March, I was recently broken up, and the pandemic was, like, the lockdown, at least, the quarantining here was about to start. And that's when I started watching a lot of John Mulaney, because like he was recent, like March 1, I think, February 29, leap year. That was his appearance in Saturday Night Live. I don't know, I started watching all his like stand-ups and whatever, and he made me really happy. I love him. Like, whenever mom's like, you should marry an American guy, I'm like, I envision John Mulaney, and I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna take advantage of him. I know he married like I don't know what he calls her, but he married a Jewish woman who's like very type A, and he's always like saying stuff about how she's like the one wearing the pants in the relationship and whatever. Have you ever met a Puerto Rican lady who can do just that? I compared, because I've dated Puerto Rican guys, and they're always the ones that are like in charge or whatever. So like maybe with a John Mulaney type, I could be the type A and he could be the type B. Anyway, what else? I was about to say something actually, but I forgot. Isn't that the point of this podcast? Didn't I say that at the beginning of this podcast, that was gonna happen a lot? There's just not much else to discuss. I do want to say, please, like, just, and I don't want to just say, like, wear a mask, be careful, or whatever. I do want to say that, like, if this pandemic was something that just affected you, like, if I were let's say that I'm like, okay, forgot to paint my nails, fuck. If I was the one that, like, I'm gonna go out and I'm gonna infect myself, yeah, and I came back, and let's say that, like, if this is how it worked, I came back from going outside and I sat here and I'm just like, okay, I'm infected now, and I only affected myself. Okay, fine, you do whatever you want. But this is something that can affect other people, and I hopefully don't take too long saying this. I know that I'm fine with making a long episode, but I don't care. Let's say that you're from Aguadilla and I'm from Macau, and you're like, you know what? I don't care about this virus. I'm gonna go on a fucking road trip, and you go everywhere, and cue Lin-Manuel's song about, like, todos los pueblos. You go everywhere. Okay, and let's say you don't get it. Or let's say that you get it and it doesn't affect you at all. Because I know people that, like, le han dado and they have no symptoms. Or at least, like, the biggest symptom is, like, they can't taste anything. And you're just going everywhere. And you probably got the virus, but, like, it doesn't affect you that much. Or you don't even get it because there's people. It's so weird how this works, right? Only doctors and health experts can explain. But anyway, then, me, little old me, I am someone who's probably very delicate, and I have been following the rules. I've been staying in, and if I have to, I use sanitizer and whatever. Let's say I've never gone out. Like, back in June, I hadn't gone out until June, okay? June was the first time I went to a fucking supermarket. Anyway, and let's say that I go to Econo, which is, like, here 2 minutes from my house. And you're, like, on your road trip, you make a stop at my fucking Econo, and you're behind me. I, a person that has not left my house in so long, I get it from you. And you are someone who's, like, been around, don't even get the virus. You probably, like, me lo pasa. There's people that don't even know. There's people that are like, I didn't even know I had the virus, pero tengo los anticuerpos, and I'm just like, you got the antibodies? And you didn't even know you had corona? Like, this is how crazy it is, right? Please, I wanted to make this, and then I get it and I die. Because that's just how this virus works. It is insane. Please, it's not worth it. It's really not worth it. It's really not, like, I mean, I know I'm not antisocial, but I know I have social anxiety, and I've just been very comfortable here at my house and stuff. And I know for a lot of people that's hard to not see cierto familiare or something. But think about the people who will never see their familiare, because I know of a person whose grandma got COVID and died. That could have been prevented if people were fucking more self-conscious about this shit. So, like, please stay home. And I went on that spiel to really get it through your heads, so I wouldn't just be like, all right, everyone, goodbye, wear a mask, be safe, and whatever. No, like, I said it because I want y'all to think about this shit. Please don't go. And on that note, I think I will leave. I don't know if I'll come back next week. I don't know if this podcast will be weekly anymore. At least for the time being, it's not. Hopefully there's, like, a moment where I'm, like, motivated to make more, but I don't see that being the case currently. The most I'm for sure coming for Christmas. I'm surely coming to Christmas, coming for Christmas time. All right, so I guess I'll leave y'all with that. Thank you so much for watching. Don't really have a message other than wear a mask, be safe. And I'll just see y'all either on Christmas or before Christmas if I am really motivated to make an episode. So, yeah. See y'all. Also, just wanted to say I'm very happy because, like, right before I finished, I just want to say that I'm very happy because my nephew, Isaac Roman Frost. I was about to say Peter Squares because my friend's name is Peter Squares. My friend Tirza, she just had a baby, and I'm so happy for her. She deserves this so much, and I love you, Tirza. I know you probably don't even watch this podcast, but I love you so much. I love you so, so much. And just wanted to say that I'm very happy to, like, know that Isaac is finally here. All right, now I'm ending the podcast. Goodbye, everyone. Oh, and happy Thanksgiving.